You're listening to the SS Experience on S&G.
This is more or less like a public service announcement for anybody who's on child support. So there's this guy who put $2 up on a FanDuel bet, right? And he won $1,200. And right, he couldn't cash it out because he owed child support. I'm sorry, let me rephrase. I'm looking at it right now. He won $1,500 off of a $2 bet, $2 parlay. That's a hell of a parlay. $2 to win $1,500. I want to see his ticket because I bet you he had one of those bullshit parlays. He had to have pulled like an 8-9 parlay for $2 for $1,500. Either he bet on a lot of outlandish shit or he hit on a whole bunch of shit, because a $2 parlay to hit $1,500 is not fucking easy. So I can understand with him being mad that they and let me see if I can read this. And again, hopefully if I can get the video side real quick. Over there, there is gonna be the guy in the FanDuel looking cheesy as hell. I know he's sick as hell, but let me see. All right, see, this is the screenshot that has half of the stuff up there. Let me just type in FanDuel, because I know that people got it. Like, imagine like you hit a bet and FanDuel pays a bet. Now FanDuel, I think somebody mentioned it or he wrote back and they write back whatever. So in the terms and conditions, which nobody reads, like, does FanDuel understand that nobody really reads, or nobody reads all of that shit? You know what I'm saying? And then it's kind of like if you say, well, I disagree with this line right here, then you can't use the service, but you need to use the service. So like there's pretty much no negotiation or anything like that. But in the terms and conditions, I guess it mentions that if you owe a state agency money, the state agency can ask for, sport books to hold the money and give them kind of like revenue or whatever, or income. But my thing is, how do you know that, or how does that come together, right? Because, okay, you're on a sports book and then it's like, hey, like, is there a list or something? Because it's just weird timing that, okay. And again, I know the casinos do it too, which again, that's weird in itself, because like you show your ID and it says, oh, you owe money to some government agency. We get to hold, where you're withdrawing. So I've heard about that happen in the casino before. That's why a lot of people just give their winning ticket to somebody else who they know, like they give it to females, right? Because females aren't on child support and they normally don't have debt. Well, I mean, they do have debt, but I'm just saying, like, they don't have that type of shit that's going to garnish their shit. So I feel for this guy, and I don't like it and again, this is just in general, because it's like, I'm on this app winning money or having fun. So so this is my thing too. So it's like, FanDuel, I'm giving you this money. I'm supporting your sports book. I'm giving you this money. I hit and I win, but you don't give me the money. You take my money that I won and you give it to somebody else, or you give it to another entity or whatever. And you look at that and you just say, like, so if that was so important, you shouldn't have took my money. You should have been like, hey, you owe child support, buddy. You shouldn't be giving us this $2. Go pay your child support. But see, FanDuel, sports books, casinos, they don't do that. So if you don't do that, don't tell us to be responsible with our money after we hit, right? Because you're not telling us to be responsible with our money when we deposit into the sports book. You're not telling us to be responsible with our money when we go to the casino and we get chips. You're not telling us to be responsible with our money when we got our pennies and we're at the penny slot. You're not telling us to be responsible with our money. So don't tell us to be responsible with our money after we hit and after we win. Now, again, everybody signed the terms and conditions, so it's like they legally can do it. But what if we all stopped? Like, no, really. What if everybody just said, nah, we're not participating in the sports book until you get rid of that bylaw? Because we want to be able to win money and keep our money and do what we have to do with our own business. Will the sports books take it out? They would if everybody stopped using the sports book. But you have to remember, too, everybody, that's a small minority of people who use the sports book. The people who, but it's not even, I don't even think it's just that. I don't know if it's any sort of garnishment, but I know child support is the big culprit. So let's just stick to it that. We're not going to go big picture about garnishment. But there's only a small percentage of the population that has to deal with child support and garnishing and things like that. So more than likely, it probably won't happen for real. You know what I mean? They may have to do the same thing that people do at the casino. Just got to place a sports book with somebody. You just got to place a bet on somebody else's account. Now, you may not like that, but force in our hand. Just take that bylaw out and let everybody get their money. And, if people want to use their winnings for something, because this is the thing too, right? And let's just put this in a hypothetical, and we're going to go in a second. How do we not know that he received a letter from child support saying that if he don't pay this bread by this amount of time, there's going to be a capias out for his arrest? And he's just like, damn, man, how the fuck I'm going to get because I think he was only behind like $1,500 because in the letter that they sent him back, they said that he can use his account again to withdraw money and do all of this stuff because he's caught up. So he's caught up now. So let's just say that he got a letter in the mail that said there'll be a capias out for your arrest if you don't catch up this $1,500, whatever, right? So he's just like, damn, bro, fuck, I'm gonna get this $1,500. I ain't got it. Fuck it, we just about to just hit a crazy ass parlay. I got like a couple bucks. No telling how many parlays he put, but he put a $2 parlay up, did the math and calculation, like, okay, so if I put these many parlays together, is it gonna equal 15? Okay, bet. He hits, you're going to do the right thing, pay his shit. But instead, before that happened, took his shit and gave it to him anyway. Which, think about what that looks like for a second, right? He's trying, and again, this couldn't be real, but let's just put this out there because we're just creating topics. That he was going to do that to pay his child support. So now what does that look like? That looks like, oh, you a deadbeat dad who's gambling and they had to take your winnings to catch up your child support. It just doesn't look good because he could have been doing that to go ahead and get the child support. It's a legal flip. It's a legal fucking flip. I'm going to turn this into this and I'm going to pay that. But we don't never know because, again, government agencies and people like that just put themselves in people's personal businesses and it's just not their place. So if you agree with me that FanDuel and sports betting companies should take that bylaw out of their contracts and not give your winnings to government agencies just because they say they want that, comment in the section or however you're listening to this podcast. If you listen to us audio wise, if you're watching us on YouTube, just give us a comment below. Obviously, we repost this on all social media. Go ahead and give us a comment there too because that shit's crazy.
You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.